Hi, everyone. Welcome to Joyce. Well, let's start that over again, Howie. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Joyce Whitman. I am with StampinScrapper.com. I am an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. I'm so glad you could join me tonight. I do want to start off with, I apologize if you might hear some coughing. I do have a cold, as you can tell. All of a sudden now, I had a good voice all day, and now it's starting to go, of course. So I apologize if I, have to take a drink of water or I cough a little bit. I'll try my hardest not to. Hi, Lori. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to do a little bit of talking for a couple minutes until see if more people join us tonight. First, I wanted to tell you about our extra. And this is, if you join from now until the end of August, you will get an extra $30 in your starter kit. And we all know how awesome the starter kit is in our catalog. That is the best deal of the catalog for sure. You will get $125 in our normal, joining normal time, $125 worth of product for $99, and you get to pick the product. It's all up to you. Well, right now, Stampin' Up! Through the end of August is offering $30 extra. So you get $155 for $99. And on top of that, you will get a $10 coupon code to use later. How awesome is that? Yay! And then also we have our bonus days. Now, what this is for every $50 you spend on product before shipping and taxing, you will get a $5 coupon code that you're going to be that you can use in August, which is awesome. And so that is great. So if you order 100, you're going to get 2 coupon codes. Order 200, you're going to get 3 coupon codes. But if you order 200, you get 4 coupon codes. But I'm going to tell you, if you're going to order $200 worth of product, you need to join. If you're going to order $100 worth of product, you need to join. You'll get $155 for free and be a member of my Joyful Butterflies. Woohoo! Oh, hi, Deborah. Thank you for joining. Hi, Carol. Carol's part of my butterflies. Yay. Okay, and I wanted to tell you about this. I'm so excited. It's getting closer. I am having my first Stampin' Scrapper Holiday Extravaganza. What this is we're going to be crafting. Hi, Carla. Thank you for joining. I miss talking to you, sweetheart. I am having my Holidays Extravaganza. Hi, Mary Ellen. Oh, thank you for my nails. I tried something different. It's jade. Can you tell? It's actually brighter than what it's coming across the lighter than what it's coming across my screen, but I love it. Something different. But what we're going to do is we're going to be crafting from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Lunch is included, and we are going to prepare all the projects for you. How awesome is that? You don't have to bring anything with you unless you want to, because we know the lines are going to get long and stuff for stamping and stuff, but I will be going over all of that. If you go to my blog, StampinScrapper.com, and look up, search Holiday Extravaganza, you will see all the information you need to know about that. But I do want to tell you, August 1st is the deadline to register for this event, because we need to start getting prepping and preparing for this and planning and getting everything ready. Now, this will be October 5th in Fairborn, Ohio, part of a suburb of Dayton, and it will be at a Holiday Inn. I sure hope you can join us. I'm so happy with the number of people already have coming. Oh, makes my heart just so happy. Okay, so today, let's get started with our projects, because I have a lot to share with you today. We are going to be making projects with our Daisy Lane stamp set. Plus, you can get the medium Daisy Punch, both of these for a bundle, which is, and you get a discount for $35. How awesome is that? Beautiful stamp set and punch. But guess what? See this big daisy here? It coordinates with our daisy punch that we had last year and continue to have. So we have 2 punches that coordinate with the stamp set. Now, we are going to be using every stamp in the set, and we're going to be using both of our punches. Now, what I did on Friday night, I had my Daisy Lane class. So what it was everyone that took my class got these two. They got the stamp set and they got the punch. And then we created the 5 cards that we're making tonight for you to see. Now, I have a wonderful friend and fellow demo, Jane in California. She's actually in my guinea pig this time for this class because I am thinking of starting an online class. Would any of you be interested in that? If you would, please let me know so I get feedback. And I'm doing one with just her to see if and get her feedback. You know, is there something I should be doing, something I shouldn't be doing, whatever, until I start this. But if you're interested in online classes, please let me know so I know if there's an interest for that from me. So with that being said, let's get crafting, shall we? Now, for my first one, we are going to be making, let me get these out of the way. I'm just going to set the stamp set off to the side. We are going to be making this beautiful card right here. How pretty is that? This is the, oh, darn it, I don't have my cheat sheet in here. This is the beautiful designer series paper. Oh, it goes with, it's Noble Peacock. That's what it's called. Noble Peacock specialty foil paper. Isn't that beautiful? Look at how that, you can see my lights in it. It is just gorgeous. But for this one, we're going to use the Smile and It's Your Time to Shine. I wanted to get this lined up perfectly, so I'm going to use my Stamparatus for this. Now, I do want to tell you because my camera is like right here, so I'm going to have to do this very gingerly so it does not get knock my camera. So if it knocks it a little bit, that's why. But first what we're going to do is we're going to start off with, and this is how I do all my stuff for my classes. Everything goes in the envelope so they have it. So that's how you're going to see me pulling out all the envelopes. For this, what we're going to use on our products today are, we're going to use the Whisper White thick. You want the thick because it's a card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. Then our designer series paper, we're going to do at 4 by 5 1/4. Now remember, I will have all these measurements on Wednesday. I will have pictures, measurements, and this video right there for you to do all of this. This is just a piece of scrap paper that I'm going to punch out 2 of my daisies. I already did my 2 big ones. And then my piece of paper for the, for the banner. Goodness, I can't think tonight. So let's get started here. Okay, let me move some of my stuff out of the way. I thought I'd never say this, but I think I might need a bigger crafting table. I have too much stuff on it tonight. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm just going to put this up very gingerly. There we go. Okay, so what I did this time is, because we're going to be using our triple banner punch to punch this out, so I'm actually going to line it up on this side here on my Stamparatus. I like to use washi tape because that way it's easier for my customers, or my attendees, I should say, for my classes, to know exactly where to put it. I am not one to put it in the corner. I know some people are. Just for me, I just don't like that. So I always do mine on, usually I line it up here, but today we're going to line it up here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to ink it up, and we're going to use the Blueberry Bushel because that's the color of this paper, is Blueberry Bushel. At first I thought it was Night of Navy, and then I stamped it. I'm like, that doesn't look right. So this is going to be weird how I'm inking this, but I'm trying not to hit my camera here. Okay, so ink that up. Let's set that. Yeah, I'll set that right there. Okay, so we bring this down. Oh, got some on my thing. Of course I did. And then we're going to just lightly press down. 1, 2, 3. We're going to lift that one back up. There we go. Okay, now we're going to ink our other side. And I have this already set up, so you guys don't have to watch me do that. But it's real easy to set up. So what I did to set this up, to put, where to put my stamps, I first laid the one that we just did, It's Time to Shine. I laid that down first, and I stamped it, and you bring your plate down, and that's what's going to adhere it. So you're going to lay your stamp right on top of where you want it to go before, with no ink on it or anything, where you want it on your paper. Inked it up, brought it down, put it up. Then I took my Smile and I laid it on there, no ink on it or anything, to line it up the way I wanted it. Then I put I brought this piece over, I pushed it down, and then I inked it, and then to make sure it was straight and everything. And voila, There you go. It is perfectly straight every time. So this was very nice for my demos for the attendees because they didn't have to worry about trying to line that up. So I'm going to go ahead and I didn't bring my little one that I usually use for, what I do for my chamois for my Stampin' Up, my Stamparatus is I cut them in half. I did not grab that before I came over here, so I'm just grabbing my big one that I'm going to be using all night just to clean that off before I put it off to the side. Oh, now my nose is starting to get stuffed up and everything. Goodness gracious. I have been fighting this cold since Saturday. Okay, I need to set this off to the side because we're done with that. Okay, so here is my banner. So I am using our triple banner punch. And what you're going to do is you're going to slide this in. Now, I'm a person that likes to flip it over so I can see it. So I put mine in upside down so that I can see it when I slide it in. Now, when you're using this, it's at 1 inch, I believe 1.5 and 2 inches. So when you're doing that, you want to cut it just a hair below the 1 inch line, and then it'll fit perfectly in there. So I flip mine over so it's perfectly in there. Make sure I put it in the right way. Don't want to punch the wrong end. And punch. And then you have your perfect banner. Throw that little piece away. So let's get out our pieces that we need here. This is our card base. Now, the other day, somebody was talking about when they score it, their paper doesn't always line up when they're scoring. Oh, I set off my ink pad off to the side and didn't close it. It's one thing I like my ink pads closed. I know some people don't care, but that drives me bonkers. But anyways, they were talking about sometimes when they score it and they just do it, press it down, it doesn't give them a good, it's not even. So I wanted to show you what I do. So I line up my corners here before, I'm not even pressing this, it's kind of rounded here yet. So I line my corners up. I put my fingers here, and then I take my bone folder and I push it down like this. Oh goodness, I forgot to turn the volume off on my third computer, sorry. So then I push it like that. There we go. So then that lines up every time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to adhere our designer series paper. Now this doesn't matter which way you put it on because it's the same design either way. Remember my trick, line up your 3 sides so that they are even. And then hold it here, drop it, and press, and it's perfectly even. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my banner, and there went my punch. It just dropped. Okay, so we're going to put it here. There we go. Now, let me grab the punch that we need to use that I just dropped on the floor. Okay, so we need to make our flower. I already have my 2 big ones. I already went ahead and punched. Now, I did a lot of my punching and stamping of the flowers beforehand because I didn't think you wanted to sit here and watch me do that the whole night. So I already did the big one. So what I do, just put a little adhesive on the back of it, and you're going to line it up. So see how it has the gaps? That's where you're going to put the petals from your top one. And that gives you a fuller of flower. So now I'm going to punch out the little ones. Now again, I always flip it over so I can see where I'm punching. You just need to do 2. And all of these cards are easy. I only have one that's a little time consuming, but I did a lot of it beforehand. It's just because I kind of went crazy with the flowers, but it's a cute card, so it's worth it. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to put that on the back of this. Oops, no, I'm not yet. I want to do, now, again, like I did on my treats bags last time, you can either go under or you can go up. On this one, I want to go up. So I'm just taking my bone folder and then lightly, don't pull too hard so you don't rip it like I did last time. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one before I adhere it. It just makes it a lot easier if you do that. And then we're going to just attach this in the middle. And then I'm trying to remember. Yes, I did. I used a dimensional in the back of this. So we're going to grab our dimensionals. And you just need one. Stick it in the middle. And I'm going to put it a little off to the side here. Now, I will say I did not create this card. Celine, another demonstrator, I want to say Compton, but I'm not positive on the last name. I'm drawing a blank right this second. She is the one that created this card. And thank you so much for creating it and sharing your talent with us. Now there, I am adding a gold faceted gem. We are also going to be using the clear faceted gems, but this one I used the gold on there. Now, like Shelly says, we never sent a naked envelope, right? So what we're going to do, what I did is we're going to do this. And so I took the little one. This is the little stamp. And I just used my blueberry bushel. And we're going to stamp right here in the corner. And then I also stamped on the inside of my card to decorate that a little bit. And voila, there you go. And that is how you make your first card. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Love that. Okay, let's get out our chamois. Clean off our stamp set. Or stamp, I mean, not the whole set. Okay. So that's card number 1. Put these away so we can begin. Oops. Oh, that must fall. Let's begin card number 2. I do have these in some kind of order. Okay, so for our next card, we're going to make this. Look how pretty. And I will say again, this card I did not design. I did design some of the cards. This one I did not design. This one is by Kylie Berticelli, I think is how you pronounce her name. Anyways, she is also a fellow demonstrator. Love her, watch a lot of her stuff, but I am awful with names and I apologize. But she's the one that designed this beautiful card. She did hers in black and white. I am going to do mine in Night of Navy, and this is So Saffron. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for joining tonight. So what we're going to need for this one, and like I said, I went ahead and I punched out a lot of stuff ahead of time because I didn't want to bother you guys with it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so what you're going to need for this card is, this is 11 inches by 4 1/4, and you're going to score this one at 5 1/2. Then you're going to have, this is 4 by 5 1/4, 3 3/4 by 5. Now, I ran this piece already, so you don't have to watch me do this. This is through our Country Floral framelits. Now, at the beginning, they weren't this. Let me back up. This was originally in the celebration last in January, February, and March. They carried it over to the new catalog, but we have a new distributor for these. So they were on back order for a little bit, but these are back in. Yay! So what you're going to do, you just slide this in here, run it through your embossing machine. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that just gorgeous? So we're going to have that. Now, I went ahead and punched these out already. 2 big ones in Night of Navy, 2 little daisies in Night of Navy. And then I used our leaf punch. Kind of get it this way so you can see it. And I did 3 of those in the vellum cardstock. I loved how she did this one, that I didn't change anything on this card. I copied it as is. It is. I just fell in love with it. So what we're going to do is, you know what? I did not grab a second sheet. Let me grab one more sheet for that. I need to grab a sheet for the inside. Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get this, line up our corners, and then just take your, let me move this up. Just take your embossing, your bone folder and push it, and then put, there you go, and it's going to be perfectly lined up every time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hear the first one of these. We have 2 of these. And you're going to go like that, and you're going to put it on here. And then we're going to do the same thing with our yellow one. This is So Saffron. Okay, now let's go ahead, and we have our blue piece is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4 because it's going to go across. Oh, I made it a little bit too long. Where did I do with my skinny piece? It's still in here. Where did my skinny piece go? Oh, okay, I had 2 envelopes. Oh, here it is. Maybe it's in this one. Nope. So I am going to have cut a skinny piece here. Let me grab my cutter and a piece of paper. I even looked at that choice today, and I thought I saw it in there. Okay, so what this piece is, let's get out our ruler. It's going to be 3 3/4. I cut this one at 4, so we can just trim that down. And this is going to be 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch off here. Voila. Cut it at 3 3/4. And there we go. Now you will notice I went and grabbed the same size of paper, like I had just said, oh, I got to go grab the size. It's the 4 5 1/4. Because what I do, I use these so much, either for like layering here or on the inside of cards. I will do a whole pack at a time, and I will cut them at 4 by 5 1/4. So I have a whole stack that's ready to go whenever I need it. So we're going to adhere this on here, and I will just trim my blue one. And I have to walk around my computer to grab my scissors. I didn't grab those. There we go. Okay. And just cut that little piece off. And we're going to adhere this. Okay. When I'm doing cards like this is another little trick I like to do. So I'll line it up like this, and I'll go, okay, I put it right there. So there we go. Whoops, it's only on the yellow. There. And there, it's the same price. Okay, so let me put that over there so I know that's my extra piece. Now we're going to make our flower. Again, we're going to do it the same way we did the last one. You could also use glue dots if you want to, or liquid glue. This one I'm going to do down. Let's do this one a little different this time. So I'm looking to see if I did. Sometimes I will put dimensionals behind them, and sometimes I don't. I did not on this one. Oops. Now I am just going to put it a little bit in the center because I need to stick in the little leaves here. So I don't want to put it all the way to the end. So I'm going to put it ahead and put this on here. I'll put this one on too. Okay, now I'm going to take my vellum, and you know what, I moved my stuff a little bit on my desk when I put in my new storage unit, so I have to kind of walk around my side table here that I have stuff on for my event, for my Facebook, so I can't always reach it. One of the challenges of being short. So what I did was I went and grabbed my silicone craft sheet because this is really nice so that to put on your adhesive, it's not going to stick to your mat. So I'm just putting it on here. What I'm doing is I'm just putting snail in the bottom of these leaves, and then I'm just going to stick it under. I lift this up a little bit and stick it under here. And you can place these wherever you want. Again, remember to do your odds. So I'm going to put one up there, and I'm going to put 2 down here. And I'm not really nowhere in particular. I'm just literally sticking them in there. But I am making sure that they're not going over the edge of the card. Okay, so then to finish this off, again, we're going to use the faceted gems again. This time I'm using the clear ones. And I'm using the bigger ones this time. The last time they come in small, medium, and large. Last time I used the medium. This time I'm going to use one of the large ones. And I think that's why I decided, since I was putting a large one on here, that's why I think I decided not to put the dimensional underneath, because I didn't want to have it too high. Now, this is raised up, and we were actually talking about this in class. Some post offices you will have to add extra postage for, and some you won't. Ours, we do not have to. They're very nice about that. Okay, so of course we need to decorate our envelope, right? So what one are we going to use? So this time, also on the inside of my card, I wanted to decorate. So I'm going to take my Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to use my big daisy this time. And I'm also going to do the same thing on the bottom here. There we go. Close up our ink pad. Let's get out our chamois. Clean this off right away. And I've learned that clean your stamp right away, because otherwise it could get ink on another project, or a project that your current project you're working on, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, so let's get our adhesive. Put this on the inside of our card. And voila, you have your second card made. And there you go. How easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We like those. Okay, so let's go on to our next one. Okay, this is one that I got the idea from a bunch of cards, and I kind of just put them all together. This I'm doing something a little different. So this is the card we're going to be making. How cute is this? I wanted to show my attendees that this stamp set isn't just for spring or summer. You can also use it for fall. So we're going to use crushed curry, Cajun craze, old olive, and soft suede for this card. How cute is that? So, oops, I gotta make sure I grab my bowl maker. Okay. I need to clean up my space a little bit so I have some room to work here. We are actually going to be using our embossing machine on this one. Okay, so what we're going to use, we are going to, oops. Now, we have soft suede, 8.5 by 5.5, scarred at 4 1/4. Then you're going to use 2 that are 4 by 5 1/4. And you're going to use linen thread. You're going to have, this one is 16 inches. This one is 40, and you'll understand why it's so long in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to first start our stamping. So we're going to use old olive for our stems. Now, if you notice on this card, I put twine on here. So we don't want to put our stems too close to the edge. We're going to move those in a little bit. And I don't know if you are like me on this, but I stamp sideways. When I'm doing long stamping, like a long sentiment or long like this, especially if I'm using this block, the H block or the longer block, I stamp sideways. I know, I'm a little different. See, most people stamp straight. I don't. I kind of put it at a weird angle, but that's what works for me. So I'm going to put this. Oh, that looks good about right there. And then I'm going to stamp another one. But I'm going to bring this one down a little bit. There we go. Now, if you wanted to, you could stamp your sentiment first, or you could do it afterward, the friend. I decided to go ahead and do it first. Bring this off. I love this chamois. At first, I didn't think I'd use it much, and I use that thing all the time. So now I'm going to do Friend, and we're going to do Friend in the soft suede. Now, when I put mine on my blocks, one thing I do is I line up the edge of my block with one of my lines on my grid paper. So I can put this on here like that, and then I can perfectly line this up where I want it by lining up the edge of my block. Perfect. There we go. Now this one I did do a little bit lower than my other one, and it was just the way I put it on there. I wanted to see too, I purposely did that. I wanted to see what it would look like lower. And then we're going to put our beautiful flowers on here. Nope, I'm not done with soft suede yet. So let's go ahead and do our crushed curry first. And we're using this cute flower, Daisy. And we're going to put this one up here. Now, while I have my ink out, and while I have this already inked up with the yellow, I'm going to show you. I also put it on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp it while I have it out. So that way I'm not washing it again. Let's make this up so you can see it up. Should have done that with the inside too, but that's okay. We'll get her. Clean this because we're going to have to use it again for the other flower. Okay, so we're done with that color. Now let's do, let's go ahead and do our cake. Set this off to the side. We want to bring in our Cajun Craze. Stamp it. 1, 2, 3, go straight up. And then I'm going to do this on my envelope too. Because I did the yellow on the inside of the card, I wanted to do the Cajun Craze on the outside of my envelope. You know, we don't want to show favoritism here. Okay, so the envelope's done. So we can set that aside. We're done with that color, set that aside. Okay, now we want to go in and we want to do our inside sentiment. Oops, I'm going to grab my paper back here. There we go. Okay, I'm using the sentiment. It says the best moments in my life happen with you. So true, so true. I love doing these Facebook Lives. So I could send this card to any of you. I'm sending it through the computer. I get so excited planning these. My family laughs at me because they'll say something about a Monday night. I'm like, nope, sorry, can't do it. I got to go with my friends on Mondays. Okay, so now we can go ahead and fold our card base. This is done in soft suede. Okay, now I'm just going to adhere the inside one right now because we are not finished with the outside. Now, usually, if we're embossing something, we do not usually stamp on it, correct? Or if we do, we might emboss it and stamp on it afterwards. Well, we're going to do a little bit different. I don't know if you can tell. Let me bring it, come on, camera, there. Can you see this? It's got a texture to it. Well, this is what I did. I was making swap cards, and you'll see this card later on in the year. I was making a swap card, and I did a Christmas card. And I had a snowman on it. We all know how I love snowman. But I wanted, it was like this, but I wanted to give it texture. But what kind of texture could I give it? Then I remembered the subtle embossing folder. And I thought, let's try it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So cute. So let me show you what you're going to do. Now, usually if you're going to use this embossing folder, you're going to, because I still have the original one, not the new new ones, you would spritz it, but you're not going to spritz it because you stamped it. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to go in and you're going to line this up. I should have done this before I put it in here. Sorry. I'm going to line it up. I'll show you afterwards how I lined it up, but I'm going to line it up on the line and I'm going to run it through my embossing machine. I cannot wait until Stampin' Up! Comes out with their new one. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue using this one. Okay, let's move that off to the side. So what I did is how I lined it up is, Stampin' Up! Is wonderful and has been putting these lines right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to line it up on that line, close it, and send it through, and you know it's straight. And voila. Look how pretty this is. Can you see that texture on there? Excuse me. It is so pretty. Excuse me while I take a drink. So now what we want to do, since we have that finished, now you want to put on your not your baker's twine, your linen thread. I have such a long piece because I just kind of went crazy with wrapping it. But what I do is I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do my tape all the way around it as if I'm putting it down. And then I put another strip here. I came in a little bit and then we'll grab this. So I'm going to start this in the back. Oh, I probably should have gone over a little bit, but that's okay. We can bend it that way. Not a problem. So I'm going to take it here and I wrap mine 4 times. Not sure how I came up with the number 4, because usually I tell you guys to work with odds. I did it 4 times this time. And then I brought it back over. And that is why it is so long. So there we go. Move it so you get it where you want before you adhere it down. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and remember, do the same thing. Do your 3 sides, line it up, and it'll line up perfect. Hold it here, press it down. And you have it lined up. Perfect. And you know what? I did. I put that one on with dimensionals. Because, what is my rule? If I put ribbon on it, I'm going to put it on with dimensionals because it doesn't lay flat. And as I put it on there, I realized it wasn't laying flat. So I'm going to go ahead, add my dimensionals, and this is going to be adhered very well. It's not going to go anywhere. Put one in the middle. One over here. Okay. Kind of went a little nuts with them. It's okay. That top piece wants to stick to the adhesive I put on there. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to do it here. There we go. Much better. Okay, so then we want to make a bow. And you know me, I have to have my cheater bow maker. And I just wrapped it around 3 times because I want it to get the bonus. I don't care for a single one with the twine. So I always make mine either a double or a triple bow with when I use the linen thread. So that's in the middle. There we go. And pull it tight. Pull it off. Put that off to the side. Finish the crack. Now I want to put this on here, and I'm going to take my glue dot. I want to flip this first. This is my take your pick tool. And I want to use the pointy end. So I'm going to take my glue dot. And I'm going to fold it in half before I even take it off here. I fold it in half. And I'm going to put it, I want it about right here. So I stick, when it's this thin, I stick it right to my project. Usually I will adhere this to it. Oops. I'll make sure it's straight before I push it down. There we go. And then we just need to trim our edges, or I mean our tails, not our edges. That looks good about right there. And there you have a beautiful fall card. How cute is that? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Told you they would all be easy. Well, yeah, they're all easy. I just have one that's time consuming. Like I said, I went a little bonkers with the flowers. Okay, so card number 4. This is, let me grab all the stuff to get it out. This is a fun fold card. We're going to be using Daffodil Delight, Melon Mambo, and Mossy Meadow. And we're going to use a dauber today. Let me get this other stuff out of our way here. Excuse me. Okay. Whoops. Now all of a sudden it's getting hot in here. I'm going to go ahead and take off my sweatshirt. Okay. So look how cool this card is. Did you notice that? People thought I cut it. I didn't. We're going to fold it down. How awesome is that? Hi, Frances from Australia. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, so this is real easy. Literally, you have 2 pieces of paper. You have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. So you can get 4 out of 1 piece of cardstock. Now this is going to be cut a little different. This is going to be cut at 8 by 5 1/4, and you're going to score it at 4. But to do my diagonal, I want to move this a little bit, and I'm going to bring out my trimmer so I can show you what I did. So what I did was I measured in 1 inch from here, put a little mark. Came up here 2 1/4 inches and put a mark. So then I'm going to take those marks here. Let me mark it quick. I should have done this before. I'm going to grab a pencil so you can see what I mean. So I measured this at 1 inch. It's already measured, but I measured 1 inch over. So I put a little mark right there. Oh. Coming through. Oh, let me make it a little bit bigger so I can erase it. So I just put a little mark right there, and I came up 2 1/4 inches, and I put a little mark there. So then what I did was I took that first mark and I put it in the track of my trimmer, and I took my other one and I put it in the track of my trimmer. Bring this up. Let's see if you can see this because of where my camera is. See how I lined them up on the track? So then I took my track, put it in, and I ran my score over that. And that is how I got that measurement on there, that fold. So then you're going to want to make sure you go back in and you're going to erase your marks because you don't want those on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in like this. Yes, I had to think for a minute. We're going to fold it like we normally do. And then we're going to fold this one back down like this, and you're going to burnish it too. So this is going to be your fun fold. So what I did first, the first thing I wanted to do stamp was I wanted to get my smile on there first. So I used the Memento ink for that one this time. And remember, my smile was on my Stamparatus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off. Now remember, grab underneath. You want to make sure you're underneath. Don't just try to rip it because of the cling. It could rip, and you don't want that to happen. And how do I know that? Oh, because I've done it. Because I was in a hurry. So you're going to put this on, and this is another thing where your grid paper comes in handy. You're going to line up your smile to the best of your ability on here to make sure it's straight. And you're going to put on your block. Make sure your block is lining up too with your grid lines. Now, before I stamp it on my projects, I always stamp it on my paper first. So I'm going to line up my block with one of the lines, and I'm going to stamp it. And so I can see that it's on straight. Because if it's crooked, this is when you want to fix it, not after you've already stamped your project. So we're going to go ahead and tap that on here again. And we're going to want to do it. Now, I see how it kind of goes up because of that. So for me, it was easier if, let me think this through. Okay, I want to stamp it on this side right here. So So I kept my finger there and remove my ink so it doesn't. Ah! Ooh, that was close, huh? Yeah. So I want it to go on this line right here. So what I did was lined it up on here because then I knew it was straight. And then I stamped it. And I hope just correct. So then when I bring it back down, it's perfectly lined up. How cool is that? Okay. So we're going to go ahead, close that up because we're done with that color. And we're going to clean that off. But let me put my Big Shot down. Then I can just set this here. And I don't have to keep bringing it up. I can just set it down here. Clean these off. Okay. So that one's done. Now we're going to bring out, we're going to use the flower, and we're going to use the leaf. We're going to stamp the flower in the melon mambo. So what I did was I stamped one in this corner first. So I went ahead and I did that. Oops, put on here. With all my lights and stuff, my work area right here is a little small. So I was feeling a little claustrophobic, so I needed to move a little bit of my stuff. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to stamp it right here. Come on, move over a little bit. There we go. I'm just going to stamp a flower there. And then I just randomly, and I just moved that up. I did not lean it against it because you don't want any of that ink to go on here. So I just kind of moved it up. And then I just started stamping them. Like I said, there was no rhyme, no reason. I just stamped them on here. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what I want to do is, again, I want to lay this down because if I stamped it, I want to put some of the flower on here. But if I stamp it on here, it's going to go on here. Now, you could do that, but let me tell you, you will get a little gap here. This was a total fluke that those almost lined up perfectly. Trust me, I could not do that again if I tried. So again, I'm going to lay it flat on here, and I want to put a little bit right there. That looks good. Okay, so there we have that. So we're done. Oh, no, we're not done with this color because guess what? We have to do our envelope. So while I have this already inked up, we're going to stamp our envelope, set that off to the side so we don't have to come back in and ink it up. Okay, yep, got that off. Okay, so we're done with the melon mambo. Now I'm going to come in with the mossy meadow and with the fern. I guess that's supposed to be a fern. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do this section up here first. So let's see, we'll put a little bit down here and a little bit sideways. Let's get an end because remember we want to do our foot odds, so I wanted to put 3 of those on. So I did those 3. Now I also want to, oh, I covered that up, didn't I? I also want to put scattered around. There was, again, no rhyme, no reason. I just started stamping. So I'll put one here. Oh, let's put one kind of, let's see here. Kind of go in there. That'll fit best. Okay, in this one, we're going to do a little bit backwards. Okay, now this is going to come down. So I think I want a little bit more, just a little up here. Now, again, I'm going to lay this part flat because I don't want it to go on the other pieces, but nope, I take that back. I'm not laying it flat. I'm going to lay it like this so that I can get this edge with one. And I think for this one, let's see how. Let's do it like this. Let's put one, just thinking here, let's put one like that. And maybe, let's see how, and I keep flipping back because I want to see what it looks like. Yep, I think it needs a little something right there. We're just going to put, we'll put that one on there. There we go. Okay, so there we go. There is our project. So we'll go ahead and close that up, clean this off. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put adhesive. Oh, no, I don't want to do the adhesive yet on that. Sorry. I want to do my yellow flowers first. Now, because I have adhesive on here, I don't want it to stick anything. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. And what I'm doing with this is I'm just taking a dauber and I'm using Daffodil Delight and I'm just lightly tapping the center of my flowers just to give them a little bit more color. Now remember, flowers aren't perfect, so they do not have to be perfect. And there, see how it gives it just a little bit of more dimensional to it? Dimension, I mean? I guess I keep thinking of dimensionals. Okay, so now I can bring this back down and just put it flat like that. So now we're all done with our stamping on this project. Excuse me again, I apologize. So we're going to put tape on the back of our card. And we're going to take our Melon Mambo paper. Again, do our trick with the 3 sides. And you have your card. How cute is that? Total different design, different flower. I love how it opens. Just something totally different. So that is number 4. So let's go on to our other card, our last card. Now I will tell you, this one was not hard. It's time consuming because like I said, I went a little nuts with the flowers on this one. So this is the card we're going to make and see how I went a little bonkers with it. Oh, hi, Bonnie. Thank you for joining. I'm just reading your comments. Sorry, guys. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, you're making my heart just full tonight. I kind of went nuts. So for each one of these flowers, it takes 2. So you have to do 4 of the pink and 6 of the yellow ones. So I went ahead and I did some of these in advance for you. So let's pull out our project and see what we need in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here. This is Melon Mambo again. Guess, oh, I need those colors back, don't I? And I need, whoops, forgot to grab one other color. Here we go. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we need 8.5 by 4 1/4, and no, 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Then our next piece is going to be 2 very vanilla at 5 1/4 by 4. This is from the, oh my gosh, and I was like, oh, I'm going to remember the name of this paper. Oh my goodness. Oh, think. Oh my gosh, I have to look it up. I apologize. I remembered before I started, and now I am having a total lapse in here. Let's see, Designer Series Push. I know I'm going to see, as soon as I see it, I'm going to know it. I'm looking it up in my catalog is what I'm doing. Pressed petals, that's what it is. I am using this right here, this at the very end. I'm using the, it's almost like like a burlap, and this is what's on the other side. So I'm using the burlap, and that is also at 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to have a little piece of paper here, just a scrap piece of paper for the friend. And I've already punched out all of them except for 2. I'll show you how I did that. So I just have a scrap piece of paper. We are using Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Old Olive. So let's get this off here. Okay, we're going to start with our flowers because I have so many. Okay, so what I did for the flowers, and this is one thing you want to pay attention to if you're ever going to stamp and use your punch. You want to make sure when you put it on your block that your petals are going up and down and across. That way when you slide them into your punch, they're going to line up perfectly. So we're going to do 2 more of the pink ones. So we need the Melon Mambo. And when I stamp, I want to make sure they're going up and down so I can just slide them into my punch. 1. I'm going to move this up a little bit. 2. There we go. Clean this off. No, I don't want to clean this off because I still need to use it. Oh, nope, okay, sorry. I'm sorry to myself. Okay, we're going to leave this out. Now, we're going to, on our envelope, because on the inside I used the yellow, on that envelope, we're going to use the pink. So we're going to put that right here in the corner. So then we're done with this color. Now, since I have this stamp still out, I'm going to go ahead and do my yellow. And I'm going to do it on the inside for my card. And just stamp it once. And there you go. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay. So we're done with that. Close that up. Okay. So that off to the side. Now, what I was talking about when it comes, what's wrong with punch? Where's my little, oh, here it is. Here is my, I'm using the medium daisy. And so I'll show you what I mean. So by lining it up, it's going to perfectly line up when I put this in here. How nice is that? You know how sometimes you punch it and you're like, oh, how do I do this? It lines up perfectly when you do it that way. And punch. I'll turn this around because I did a little bit closer on this end. So you guys can see. And punch. Okay, so I'm putting these together the same way that I did the other ones, but I did not curl these like I did the other ones. But I didn't, I should have gone ahead and put these together, but I did not. But it won't take me long, so we'll do that. Oh, come on. Yep, I'm glad I stopped because I will need to put them, adhere them, but right now I don't want to put it on the very back of them. I must put them on all of them. Oops. Just took it apart because it wasn't lined up perfectly. We all know how OCD I am about that. No, not done yet. There we go. And our last one. Okay, so now we have our flowers all done. So we'll put those off to the side for a minute. We are going to be using ribbon. This is from the Magnolia Suite. You also get this with, these are the two that come in the Magnolia pack. We're going to use the Sahara Sand, and this is the Mossy Meadow. It's beautiful twine, but we're just going to use this one right now. There goes my voice again. Thank you for being patient about me having to take drinks tonight, if my voice is sounding funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this folded. And I'm going to get the inside put on right away. So that is done. And we can put that off to the side and work on the rest of our card. Okay, now we can work on the rest of our card. Now, I want to stamp this. If you can barely, I know it's hard to tell, but in here, you can see the leaves and the stems. So what I did with that was we took our leaf and stem and Old Olive. So you don't have to do this part, or you can just put one. I just liked the fullness of the look of it, so I did this 3 times. So what I did was Now I knew my friend was going to be right here. So I tried to keep all of them around that part. Here, let me move this punch. Okay, here we go. So what I did was I put one in front, going straight up and down. Then I took another one and I curved it, and I kept, like I said, I kept the stems pretty much at the bottom of the stems the same. So I was just looking for the fullness right here of the little bit that you are going to see. Like I said, you can do one, you can do none. It is totally up to you. As I tell my ladies, it's your card. Do as you wish. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and this paper is thinner than our cardstock. So when I was putting it on here, I wanted to make sure that it was strong. The first time I did it, it was too flimsy to put this on. So what I came up with to solve that problem is I just took a sheet of the very vanilla, and I cut it the same size. You can even cut it a little bit smaller if you want. But I cut it the same size, lined it up, and put it on there. And now it's a lot stronger than what it was before. Whoops, it's that corner. Bit of tape there. There we go. Okay, so now it's stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ribbon around it first. So I'll go ahead and put a little bit of tape here. Put my ribbon on it. There we go. And I'm not worried about the stems underneath because the friend's going to cover that up. There we go. So I have tape on here, so I always put it on my top of my silicone sheet so I know it's not going to stick. Now we're going to take our flowers. Now these two flowers here, I did not put a dimensional on, but I did those three. So I'm going to need these two over here for a snail and these three over here for dimensionals. And I only used one on the center of each one. Oops, I come back here. Okay. So the first time I did it, I kind of played with it, and I was playing like, okay, I want the pink here. And you can do this too to get them the way you wanted them. So I kind of went like that. And then I put this one in here. And then I stuck this one in. So I know I want that one there. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on it and stick it down. Now these two have dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and put those two down because I know where I want those to go. And I don't push them down tightly, like I'm just laying it there right now. I'm not going to push it down hard because in case I want to adjust these. You want to make sure before you put everything down secure. Okay, and then we're going to stick this one underneath here. So that one's going to go under there. Oops, lift up, guys. There we go. And we're going to put this one over here. That looks good. Okay, I like that, so push it down. Now, okay, so let's do our friend. Whoops. Okay, let's grab my little piece of paper. Oh, there it is. Oh, on top of my computer. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to stamp friend in the old olive. I guess I was into Melon Mambo and Daffodil Delight today. That's when I was making these. And stamp it. Oh, there's something on it. So flip it over, and there's something on it. You just flip it over and redo. Now, you don't have to be perfectly straight when you stamp this because we're going to punch it out. So you do not have to be perfectly straight on this. It helps to be somewhat straight, but it's not like we're going to put it right on directly onto our card. Excuse me. So then we're going to use a pretty label punch. I want to double check with that actually. I want to make sure I'm telling you right name. I think I'm actually going to start labeling mine. So I know, yep, pretty label, I was right. Hey! So I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to line it up. Now, I purposely made this a little smaller because I wanted to show you this. I probably would have put it on a little bit bigger piece of paper, but I had one of my customers ask me, what is on, take your tool, what is this part here, the sticky part? So I wanted to show you. So you're going to slide this in, and you can't get it perfectly right, so you take this and you move it. And this will move your paper to exactly where you want this. I'm just going to use this, move it around, and I'm squeezing the seed just ever so slightly. Whoops, not tight enough because it slid out, so let's do it again. But I just squeeze it a little bit before I want to double check. Make sure that's exactly where I want it. Let's see here. Nope. I'll go up just a little bit. I need to, but not let go until I have it flat again, and I keep letting it go before that. Okay, there we go. Right where I want it, so I'm going to punch it. Voila. Okay. So that is what that is for. And also, if you have little things, like, okay, here I have a topper to, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me bring it up. This is a topper to the back of a dimensional. So say you want to pick up something little like that, you just tap it and it picks it right up for you, which is very nice. I use this more also just things around my house, not just for crafting. Okay, so because we're going to adhere this on here, let me do this first. Let's put this on here first before we start adhering all the other stuff to it. So we're going to go ahead, and I put this on with dimensionals because of my ribbon. Because if you try to put it on without raising it a little bit, it's not going to lay nice and flat for you. Let's put one on each side. And I just found that if you just pop it, it looks a lot nicer. And I love dimensionals. I use them a lot. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line it up like I always do. And I'm not going to push it down tight until I know if I want to clap it a little bit. There we go. There. Okay. So I know that I want this to also pop up because of the ribbon. So what I'm going to make sure I do is I'm going to put dimension up here and here. Oh, that's right. Oh, now look how funny that is. Look, it almost looks like it fits perfect. This is the one that has a little mark on it, so that's how I know that's not where I want it. Okay, get our dimensionals again. We're going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. Whoops. You don't want to put it on each end because then it's just going to sit right on top of the ribbon. We want it above and below the ribbon. Okay, so when I first made this card, this is what it looked like. And I'm like, oh, I needed something. So I decided, okay, let's put some, whoops, okay, there we go. Let's put some Wink Stella on the center of each of our flowers. And I'm like, you know, I like that. That looks nice. It gives a little bit of bling. Not a whole, whoops. Now, I will tell you, what I did, whoops, is because I did it on the Melon Mambo, sometimes it will pick up the color too. So you want to clean off your brush after you do the Melon Mambo. And on these, I really want to bling, so I went ahead and I did it twice on each one. And I'm going to do it twice here, and then I decided to play. I was playing and I was tapping and all that good stuff. So I like that, and it came out nice. But still, I wanted something else with it. What else could I do here? Then I remembered, hey, wait a minute. I want pearls, but I want the purples yellow. So take your Stampin' Blends. This is the Dark Daffodil Delight. And you're going to color your pearls. Whoops, not that one. We'll color another one. Now, I should have done this before we started, so they would have dried a little bit better. But I purposely marked mine with a circle at the ends. And I know that this pen is strictly for coloring pearls or rhinestones because your tip will get a little bit messed up with it by doing that. But so I have one that is strictly just for that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick these up. It's a little wet because I should have done this earlier and let it dry, and I did not. So I'm probably going to get yellow on my fingers, but that's okay. Let's do this one. And voila, there we go. And there we have our little bit of bling on our card. Now, so here's our envelope for that one. And here is our other card. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let me bring all the cards back out so that you can see them. Let's take care of those. Okay, so we made this one. Let me get all this junk out of the way so you guys can see what we worked on, what we made. Okay, so we did this one. And then we did this one. And then our beautiful fall card. The one Kylie designed, which I love so much. And the one, like I mentioned on my... Okay, so this is a good time so I can show you what to do. So my sticky isn't real sticky on my gold ones. I have had these for a while. So that is, sometimes it happens if you have them a long time. Where did I just put? Okay, so what I'm going to do is all I'm doing is you can put snail, you can put liquid glue. I just put a glue down on the back of it, and there you go. It is now sticking perfectly. So, and this one was designed by, oh my gosh, I cannot do well with names today. Why can't I think of her first name? Celine. I can't think of Savannah name yet, wasn't it? So there are the 5 cards that we made tonight, and we made these all with one stamp set, the Daisy Lane stamp set. How cool is that? Hi, Sandy. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for joining. So look how many different ideas you can get out of one stamp set. You can do a fall card. You can do spring cards. You can totally do different colors, like the blue and the yellow and this blue. So many possibilities. I just love that. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much for stopping in. If you could please share this video, I would really appreciate it. And don't forget, my Stampin' Scrapper Holiday Extravaganza is coming up on October 5th. The deadline to register is August 1st. Thank you, everyone. And there you go. Love you. Bye-bye.